Hello, good morning from the hill country of Austin, Texas and Manchester, UK. Can you believe this, what technology can do? I mean, I sit and I curse at it all day long, but at the same time, it's allowed me to be in touch with this beautiful woman across the pond, Charlotte Faragher. And Charlotte and I met because through divine intervention, somehow I got this incredible article that Charlotte wrote for her message and her kind of mission in the world is to raise awareness around the need for disabled people to have touch and touch that we speak to as loving touch or connecting touch or healing touch, more than just what Charlotte calls medical touch. So she's going to speak to us today about this article that she wrote for, get this, the Nude Society, and it's spelled KNUDE. Is that slick? Nude Society.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
so so Charlotte, just tell us what inspired you to write this article.
Well, first of all, Susan, thank you for having me. And I guess what inspired me to write the article was, in a practical sense, I came across the New Society who are a fledgling company themselves and just aim to give voice to the idea of sexual wellness, sexual pleasure, and the forms of music and issues that come around with that. And a facet of that was they were looking for people to write articles pertaining to these issues, and I volunteered basically.
Oh, okay. So in a way, you kind of found each other then.
Yeah, you could say that.
Perfect timing. So, I mean, the article, folks, you have to read this. You have to find it. I guess if we just Google Nude Society and Charlotte Faragher, it would come up.
It would, yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's good. And if you can't find it, everyone find me, and I will help you in locating a copy of this incredible piece of work that
Oh,
Charlotte.
stuff.
Well, it is. I mean, I work with developmentally disabled folks for 15 years in Philadelphia. I think I told you that we started social programs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had people coming for dances, we were bowling, we were having date nights, and we even had one couple get married. And it was really an accomplishment that the city of Philadelphia gave me the funds to raise enough people's interest and collaboration to make this happen. Of course, it's not happening today, but your message and your outreach could spark something that people will take a look at and say, yes, we're all born with these skin hungers. We're all born in this skin bag. And this skin bag has the most developed nerve endings when we're born. And the nerve endings never change or alter until we leave this body. So it's something, being human, uh, it, in our humanity is what we share. And yeah, so why don't you speak to that and tell us more from your perspective what it is, that the message you would like folks to know.
Well, I guess another thought that sparked the article was as a result of the pandemic, almost everyone was experiencing touch deprivation and things that they would previously have taken for granted, which in itself is awful. And my heart goes out to anyone, disabled or not, who's experienced such things. But then it got me thinking about, do people outside of the having a disability or impairing themselves really think about what a lack of um, regular affectionate non-medical based touch can do to the self-esteem of an individual, and couple that with just the general feelings that society still holds about disabled people, in a lot of senses being subhuman and not attractive. Um, it can create massive, massive depressive spirals and feelings in one cycle. It's certainly something that I've experienced and continue to experience. Um, so I guess a point of um, producing this article was just to give voice to my own feelings and perhaps show other people that they're not alone in their experiencing something similar, but also open non-disabled people's eyes to feelings that they might not have considered.
Yeah. Thank you. And the word that's is so impressive that you use is self-esteem, like the esteem of disabled people. And in fact, that's the name of the article, what touch deprivation does to the self-esteem of disabled people.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I think you really bring out such an important message because we think of the touch part, like, do you get a soft touch on your face? Do you just get to hold hands, which connect us to each other's hearts? You know, our hands are a pathway to our heart. And that's why people hold hands or touch hands. Our hands are filled with nerve endings. And so we think of the external needs and the external loss when we don't touch. But we don't think so much of the self esteem and the connection that we have to ourselves, what it means when someone finds us of value to touch us on the cheek or to hold our
agreed.
hand, right? And I think
Yeah,
that's your message, Charlotte.
yeah. Or just any kind of affection in general. Um, for instance, disabled people in general still aren't viewed by many as sexually attractive. And yeah, I'm told by a lot of older people that I am attractive, and that does affect me mentally. I'm not saying older people can't be attracted by any means, but at 30, I think, especially now, women of my age are encouraged to embrace their sexuality and love their bodies, particularly my age and younger, and to not be experiencing that has led me to really, really strongly dislike myself at times and my disability and what that does for my life because of these um, predetermined ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a topic that it's avoided a lot because we have we have interesting issues or concerns around sexuality anyway, no matter how we're bodied. And as you're saying, aging causes different kinds of conversations or shoulds around what we should do with our bodies. And as we're aging or growing up through the different years, we have different relationships with our bodies. Sometimes after women have had babies, they don't connect to their bodies in the way that they did before. So there's this. this whole kind of, I don't know if it's a roller coaster that we go through the ages, through how we're designed or formed, and how we relate to ourselves and others with our bodies. It's it's interesting journeys that humanity goes through.
I would also add to that by saying it's a time period thing as well. Um, Younger women, say in the 50s and 60s, were just expected to be housewives and have children. That's it. No agency over their own lives. So their sexuality and own liberation and having your own voice wasn't championed. But as you get into the late 60s and later, obviously that changes. And I think wrongly to a certain extent, now sexuality is being advised to be explored younger and younger through lots of different channels like the media, film, music, and that can have a damaging impact if you don't fit the societal standards of what beautiful or sexy or conventionally attractive is right across the age spectrum.
Hmm. Yeah, it's almost gone the opposite, right? There's almost too much and too young that folks are delving into this exploration of how they are with their bodies and how they are with the bodies of others. It's
Yeah, agreed.
yeah, like there's a middle road somewhere of where there's mutual respect and mutual giving and receiving and understanding of that all bodies are beautiful, like flowers and trees and leaves. You know, there's we're all different, all snowflakes. You know, I call it plain damn you when I'm when I'm in therapy with a client and they want to know what's normal. Am I normal if? Well, in fact, I'm writing a book about it. Am I normal if? Because that's what I hear in my office. And I say, well, let's figure out what's natural for you. Because this box called normal changes as you're mentioning or bringing to point, Charlotte, is that back in the 50s and 60s, women were a lot different than their roles were a lot different than they are today. And so it's like,
Yes.
right? So if we're comparing to, well, what's normal from the 50s and 60s to what's normal today, I mean, let's look at what works and fits what feels and is who we are. And let's learn to honor diversity. We struggle so with diversity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think through me speaking out and like just um general uprisings that are going on in key facets of society right now, there's been a push for diversity and celebration difference like never before. So I think my article is some small way of me trying to show how we can celebrate diversity in a sense.
Beautifully said. And I think you are absolutely right, spot on. The timing is perfect. And that we met at this time is perfect too, as I'm in dialogue with some other groups down in Philadelphia about starting back up with some social programs for this population, the diversity population, whatever that means. I mean, it's such a broad term that we can include many people that bring their own unique you with you to the table. It's not, we're not looking for that same people, the same people at the table anymore. And that's encouraging to me inside of my work because of what I see people struggle with for being, outside the normal box.
Yeah, and I think also like I have in about the last 10 years or so come across a group known as devotees. Have you ever heard of that expression before?
No, I'm not.
Um, so devotees or devotee is a person who has strong romantic or sexual feelings towards people with disabilities. It can be just one specific kind of disability or impairment. For example, if they wear crutches, or it can be more broadly speaking, disability as a whole. And I only found out about that faction of society through just being online. And I must admit, when I first heard about the protest, I was like, okay, what the hell is this? Because I've up until that point, I'd never known my disability to actually enhance my attractiveness to someone, or like it be viewed as a positive in that way. And as you would, I think at first I had some trepidations, and obviously there are there will be suspect individuals who are part of that group, but I think if more people um, knew about them as a faction of society, and more people who identify as such were willing to show that side of themselves outside in the open without fear of trepidation, then a lot of people could be a lot more liberated and confident within themselves.
Yeah, liberated's a great word. Liberated's a great word. And I hear you. These different now that again the good and the bad of computers we were talking about before, but it can bring communities of folks together who didn't have outreach or didn't have connections to anyone else that was looking like them, thinking like them, or feeling like them, or wanting different ways of connecting and loving each other. So the
Yeah,
internet, yeah, the internet has brought us together. And look at us across the pond. Here we are.
yeah, technology. Gotta love it.
Yeah, so I just want to reiterate Charlotte Faragher, Faragher, right?
Yeah,
And you are on Facebook, right? And that's
yeah,
where folks can find you, Charlotte, Charlotte, Faragher, Faragher from Manchester, England. And her article from the Nude Society. Let me pull up oh, I lost it. Ah, the title again. The title, very important. Deprivation of being held and bodily pride with with touch deprivation does to the self-esteem of disabled people. So find her article, find her, find me if you need more information or any other questions, or if you know of a disability group that I could come and speak or be part of. As I said, I did it for, I don't even know, 12, 15 years in Philadelphia. And we actually are um, revisiting the possibility of bringing sexuality consulting to the population in Philadelphia. So that's exciting for me that people are taking a look. And as we said before, Charlotte, the time is perfect. That you know that you're here, I'm here, and we can get this message out.
Yeah, absolutely. The time is now.
So, is there a call to action that you would like to put forth to folks? What would be your request for people to support you?
I guess, I guess if you've just read the article or listened to today's conversation, um, when it comes to um, disabled people, treat them like anybody else and assume that they want affection if unless they tell you or show you otherwise, and to want to give an individual like me or with any other kind of impairment is not wrong, and we should all be celebrated and um, seen as people, I guess.
Yeah, we're all different flowers, right? We're all different
Yeah,
fruits on the different trees, and that's how nature designed all the wonderful things we enjoy. So it would be boring if we were all the same.
absolutely. Yeah.
So on that note, dear, I'll let you get on with your day, and thank you so much for what you have contributed to this conversation and the stand that you've taken. You're a brave and beautiful woman, if you don't mind me saying that.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Your work is very important, so I'm glad to be a part of it.
Oh, terrific. Okay, I'll say bye for now, and
Bye, everyone.
we'll be in touch very soon.
Okay,
Okay, thank
bye.
you.